Welcome to I Love the Library. Well, today we're going to talk about what's new at the library. So I went to the shelves and I grabbed some of our new books, and you can tell they're new because they have the orange tape on the spine, and they're also kept in a different area of the library. And if you can't find them, make sure you ask at the front desk. We'd be happy to show you where they are. Well, this first one is Nixon's Darkest Secrets, the inside story of America's most troubled president by Don Folsom. And I'll go ahead and tell you one of the secrets. President Nixon had a drinking problem. And if you want to find out what the other secrets are, you're going to have to come find the book. This one is Shadow of the Titanic, the Extraordinary Stories of Those Who Survived by Andrew Wilson. And of course, we all know that the Titanic has been real popular since the movie came out with Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, this is kind of a different perspective on the same tragedy. This one is Three Stooges Facts, Everything Left to Know About the Eye-Poking, Face-Slapping, Head-Thumping Geniuses by David J. Hogan. And what a great book to reminisce with. If you look through the book, there are all kinds of pictures from the different episodes, so it brings back lots of memories. And it also has stories of the lives of the 5 men that were the Three Stooges. And I know you're thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. But there actually were 5 guys that played the Three Stooges. And if you think about it, there was Moe, Larry, Curly, Joe, and Shemp. So if you want to reminisce with a good book, here's one for you. This one is Ultimate Guide Porches by Steve Corey. And this, of course, is a do-it-yourself book. And we have lots of do-it-yourselfer books. If you need ideas or actual instruction, this is the place to come. We have all kinds of books on hobbies. This one is Ceramics Bible, The Complete Guide to Materials and Techniques by Louisa Taylor. And it is really a beautiful book, lots of pictures in it. This one is Flesh and Blood So Cheap, The Triangle Fire and Its Legacy by Albert Marin. And this is the book I just recently finished reading. And I'm telling you, it was a real eye-opener. For instance, I didn't know that this was the most lethal workplace fire in American history until September 11th, 2001. It had 146 people, mostly women, that perished in the fire. And the sad part about the whole thing is it was mainly because of greed. The factory owners didn't worry about putting in sprinkler systems. They didn't worry about fire safety at all because it didn't pay for them to do that. It actually says right in there that these factory owners, for instance, if they had lots of summer clothes piled up and it was the end of summer, they would actually pay somebody to commit arson and burn the factory so that they could collect the insurance and they would get the value of those clothes. And there was all kinds of cheap labor at that time, so they didn't worry about the workers. And the reason there was all kinds of cheap labor was because of the immigrants coming into the United States. In the first section of the book, it talks a lot about immigration. And there was a little aside, a square, and it was titled, Lend Me Your Words. And I thought it was so interesting because it had words in there, and they wanted you to guess, you know, where they were from. Words like glitz, klutz, umbrella, casino, studio, and there were a lot others in the list. And then, of course, they also had phrases, which I thought was really interesting. Do you know where these phrases come from? Get lost, all right already, okay by me, and I need that like a hole in the head. And see, I grew up with all those phrases and really didn't know where they came from. So I learned that in this book. So if you want to find out where they come from, you're going to have to find the book. So come on into the library and see what's new. Hope to see you at the library.